Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing story time with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, story time with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing.
Good morning and welcome to Story Time. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am glad that we're here together. Another story, and this one is called Heartstring, and this one is coming to you from Brooke Boynton-Hughes, and we're reading it with permission of Chronicle Books of San Francisco. Brand new book coming to you from Chronicle Books and Brooke Boynton-Hughes. I hope that you get to enjoy this one. And of course, our special mention for today is Brave Molly. This is the first one from Brooke Boynton-Hughes, and we've had it here on Storytime, a pictureless word book. A wordless picture book. There we go. Finally got there. A wordless picture book. Thank you so much for joining in. This one is called Brave Molly, and it is from Brooke Boynton-Hughes. So if you haven't checked it out, time to do so. Go back and then, of course, come back to the brand new one that we'll be reading today. And this one is called Heartstring. And this one is also from Brooke Boynton-Hughes. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. And I am glad that you are here. Everybody out there, yes, Heartstring. Thinking of that deep love and connection that is there among us all. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime, and welcome. Please let us know where you're joining in from and who is joining in with you. I am glad that we are here. Thank you indeed for being here. And you know, I was just thinking too before beginning to read or before coming on, you know how I always say something always happens, and this time, like right the second right before coming on live, I realized that my sweater was inside out. And so I had to quickly change that. And so I was just laughing at myself for that. I was like, there's always something. Even when I feel like I have everything down, there's always that something that gets me. So that's the funny happening for this morning, just looking at the screen and realizing, whoops, the tags are outside and everything. But here we go. Here we are. We're here. Get comfortable, get cozy, and get ready for story time today. Thank you so much for joining in today. Heartstring coming up to you very, very shortly. This one from Brooke Boynton-Hughes. And I thought, too, that I should just show you the inside, because it is very, very pretty. I don't know if you can see that. A whole globe with all those heartstrings around it. Yes, or that one heartstring that connects us all. I thought that was pretty and wanted to show you that. And then two, yeah, before we get started, but thank you so much for joining in today. Let us see who is with us this morning, ready to enjoy a lovely story. Good morning to you. How are you doing, Soraya? Thank you so much for joining in Storytime from right here in Oakland. Thank you so much for being here. And in Oakland today, we're promised a high of 79. And right now it's around 55 degrees. So not too bad out here in Oakland. How is it where you are? Thank you so much for joining in today. And I'm glad that you're here with us. And of course, Sharon Lungo, good morning to you as well. Thank you for joining us on Storytime. Thank you. Good morning to you, Amanda West. You say good morning from Nathan and Sarah in sunny Illinois. We're waiting on Fat Bear Week. voting to start and learn more about how bears in Brooks River in Katmai National Park, Alaska, prepare for hibernation. Oh my goodness. Please keep us informed, keep us updated. And if there's a link on how we can follow some of these things, please do share. I love that. Thank you so much for sharing that. And yeah, pretty important events there coming up. Thank you so much for sharing, and I hope that you keep learning a ton from that. Thank you so much for being here, Sarah and Nathan. I see you growing your brains multiple times. Thank you so much for being here. And of course, Amanda West, thank you for being here. Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Yes, indeed. Great morning for Stories in Oakland. Thank you so much. Good morning to you, Irene. Good to see you. It has been a minute. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time today. Good to see you on our live this morning. Thank you for being here. And I hope that you've been okay. Sending you extra hugs. Thank you for being here with us. Good morning to you. And indeed, I hope that it is a great morning, a great day. Great morning so far. Hopefully it is a great day too. Thank you so much for being here. Tara McNamara, good morning to you. And of course, Erin and Clara, happy to be here. Rainy day out there in Massachusetts. Well, thank you for being here. And sounds like another perfect story day out in Massachusetts. Rainy, and it is a good one to continue to strengthen that bond between our heartstring. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Glad that you are here with us. Thank you indeed. Good morning to you, Pamela Courtney. How are you doing today? And of course, Braylon and Chad out in Natchitoches, Louisiana. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Pamela Courtney, I had a question for you all. How far is Natchitoches to Ruston, Louisiana? Just checking in there because there's one of my favorite authors that will be coming into Ruston, and so just wanted to check if you might be able to check them out at their event. But yeah, just check Ruston, Louisiana. How far is that from Natchitoches? Thank you so much for joining in today. I'm glad you are here. Pamela Courtney say, oh wow, sounds like much fun. There is a live stream. yes, I know. I'm just going back again. Amanda West, please do connect people with that, whatever you've been checking in on the Bears. Thank you so much for sharing that. Absolutely love it. Thank you for being here. All right. Yeah, so Olaolu Ogunyemi will be, and I'll send you details and see if that works out. He'll be in Ruston, Louisiana, so somebody to check out there, and great books, of course, and ways to connect. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. This one is called Heartstring, and it is coming to you from Brooke Boynton-Hughes, Book 2, and this one is also being published by Chronicle Books of San Francisco. A big thank you indeed to Chronicle Books for allowing us to share these books right here on Storytime for all of us to enjoy. Thank you indeed for joining in, and yeah, glad we're here together. Get ready, get comfortable, get cozy as we'll be reading our story very, very shortly. Thank you so much for joining in. Brooke Boynton-Hughes, and bringing us this time Heartstring. Get ready, get comfortable, get cozy. Go grab what you need right now and come back for the story today. And of course, there is the link. Please find it in our comments, and go to that link and check out, yes, Fat Bear Week information for anyone who wants to join us in voting. Yes, thank you, Amanda. Thank you, Sarah and Nathan, for sharing this wonderful information. Fun learning happening, and thank you. Yeah, get ready, get cozy. We'll be right back after this short break. Thank you for being here on Storytime. Thank you indeed. And join me on the other side of this very, very short break.
Hello. I'm Olaolu Ogunyemi, officer in the United States Marine Corps and author of Crow from the Shadow. You are tuned in with my brother on Storytime with Mr. Lamada. Enjoy, and God bless.
Thank you so much for joining in. Indeed, I am glad that you are here. This one is called Heartstring, and my lighting is not doing it justice, but there we go, Heartstring, and this one is by Brooke Boynton-Hughes, and we're reading it with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. This is a brand new book, yes, 2022 release. Thank you so much for being here with us. Are you ready? All right, here we go. I want you to pay close attention to this end paper. Look at all those different people. Yes, our communities are diverse. Just wanted to show that. Heartstring. Written by Brooke Boynton-HUGHES and read with permission of the publishers, Chronicle Books of San Francisco. It is a sweet book. I cannot wait to share it all. There is a string, an invisible string, that ties my heart to yours. Oh, yes, there is a string, an invisible string, that ties my heart to yours. Oh, yes, indeed. Even if we have not yet met, my heart is tied to yours. Oh, even if we have not yet met, my heart is tied to yours. Oh. Across the garden, across the street, over the city, and through the trees. Across the garden, across the street, over the city, and through the trees. What's happening? Well, my heart is tied to yours. Oh, yes, indeed. Across the city, through the trees, my heart is tied to yours. My joy is yours. Your sorrow is mine. Yes, my heart, my joy is yours. Your sorrow is mine. When you laugh, I feel your light. Oh, yes. When you laugh, I feel your light. When you laugh, I feel your light. Oh, yes. Over mountains, across waving plains, beneath brightest sun or storm or rain. What happened? Over mountains, across waving plains, beneath brightest sun or storm or rain. My heart is tied to yours. Yes, such a powerful thing there. I have to read it again. Over mountains, across waving plains, beneath brightest sun or storm and rain. My heart is tied to yours. Oh, yes, indeed. I'll come back to this one because it reminds me of a story I heard on the news yesterday, but we'll come back to it. My heart is tied to yours. When you feel alone or lost, remember the invisible string. When you feel alone or lost, remember the invisible string. Our hearts are connected. When you feel alone or lost, remember the invisible string. For even in the dark of night, my heart is tied to yours. For even in the dark of night, my heart is tied to yours. Oh, yes, indeed. For even in the dark of night, my heart is tied to yours. Oh. Across the ocean, on highest peak, over desert sand, in river deep. What happened? Yes, across the ocean, oh highest peak, over desert sand, in river deep. Yes, indeed. My heart is tied to yours. Oh. No matter what, my heart is tied to yours. My heart to yours and yours to mine. Over the land, the ocean, the sky. Oh, look at that. Yes, indeed. My heart to yours and yours to mine. Over the land, the ocean, the sky. What happened? My heart to yours. Aww. Yes, indeed. One more time. Such a sweet, sweet book indeed. My heart to yours and yours to mine. Over the land, the ocean, the sky. My heart is yours. And yours to mine. My heart to yours and yours to mine, across all the distance, the great expanse. My heart is yours, or my heart to yours, and yours to mine. My heart is tied to yours. Look at that. My heart is tied to yours. Oh, look at that heartstring going all around the world. And that is the end. And now see that end paper. Yes, we're all connected. Our hearts are connected. That's how it was at the start. And that is where we are. And that is the end of our book today. Thank you so much for joining in Story Time. So glad that we're here together. Please join me on the other side of this very short break.
I'm Meenal Patel, and I am an artist, designer, and the author and illustrator of Priya Dreams of Marigolds and Masala, and you are watching Storytime with Mr. Lamada.
Thank you indeed, Meenal Patel. And of course, if you haven't checked out Priya Dreams of Marigolds and Masala, please do. It is a classic. We read it just here on Storytime a couple of weeks ago. I think exactly 2 weeks ago. So check it out, but also do find it at meenalpatelstudio.com. Thank you so much for joining in today. This was our book, Heartstring. Yes, indeed, our hearts are connected. What connects us is stronger than what separates us. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. I am so glad that we were here together enjoying this book, the latest brand new book from Brooke Boynton-HUGHES. A good one indeed. And this one, I hope you find it at your local library. I know that libraries at times can lag, but also just request these books at your library so they can have it, because sometimes they don't know about them yet. So just go out there, tell them about about the book that you'd like to see, and hopefully they get it in their collection soon. But of course, if you're able, find it where you find books. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime today. Glad we were here together to enjoy this one. Heartstring, yes, definitely one that was pulling on my heart, and I hope that that connection for this community continues to get stronger. Thank you so much for being here indeed on Storytime, and a special mention for today, of course, a book that we've read before here on Storytime, but the very, very first one from Brooke Boynton-HUGHES, and this one is called Brave Molly. So just one to go back to, and this one is indeed a wordless picture book. So one that gets you to be creative, and you can tell the story your own way. So find this one too at your local library. This one should be readily available because it's been out a while now. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I hope you enjoyed our book today. And indeed, remembering the other one that Brooke Boynton-HUGHES has done. Thank you for being here on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate each and every one of you. And I did mention too that I would get back to one of the pages in here. It reminded me of a story I heard on the news yesterday, where after the storm in Florida, after the hurricane passed, but there's still floods, right? And so somebody went back into their home and were able to rescue their mom who's wheelchair bound. And so it was just such a beautiful story to see somebody, that love that connects people, going back in and knowing that the rescue teams were have so much on their hands and probably would not get there in time. And this person was able to go back and get their mom out of that flood area. So I just thought it was such a touching story that I heard on the news. And when it mentions here in the book, I think it particularly mentions storms, and I just thought of that. Let me see if I can find that page before we go. And it was just I just thought it was talking to me, connecting me to that story yesterday. Such a beautiful book indeed. Yes, right here it says, over mountains, across waving plains, beneath brightest sun or storm and rain, our hearts are connected. Yes, my heart is connected to yours. My heart is tied to yours. I just thought that was definitely one of the parts that spoke to me in this book today. But please do remember that our hearts are connected. Send out positive vibes into the world. And even though the other people don't hear you, don't see you, remember that there's that connection that is there, and good feelings will go indeed where you want them to go. Thank you so much for joining in today. I am glad that we're here together. And I know too that, as you know, in November, I suffered loss. And I heard after talking to some people recently, and they said, oh yeah, we were praying for you that time. And I just thought, it's like, I didn't hear those prayers at the time, but I knew that the good feeling that I had probably had to do with that. And it was just thoughts, just knowing that people had good thoughts, sending out good vibes my way. I feel like helped me feel better. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I am glad that you are here with me today, joining in for that one. Tomorrow we bring back another brand new book, and this one is the latest in the Over and Under series. And this time we will be bringing to you Over and Under the Waves. Yes. Look down there. And of course, remember yesterday we were talking about the biggest animal. Well, look who's on the cover of this one. And this one is indeed another great partnership from Kate Messner and Christopher Silas Neal, and of course coming to you from Chronicle Books of San Francisco, Over and Under the Waves. And if you don't remember, they are just some of the Over and Under books that they have done. And we've had almost all of them here on Storytime. So please find them at your local library, and of course find them where you find books. Thank you so much for being here. One more time, let us see who was with us, getting to enjoy that lovely story. I am glad that you are here indeed. About 1.5 hours. All right. Well, good to know, Pamela Courtney. Just something to think about. Thank you indeed. It was such a beautiful telling. Yes, I love this book indeed. And just from the time I received it, I've read it at least 10 times, and including today. So just, it's one that has spoken to me, and I hope that, we can find it I hope that it is available in many libraries, school libraries, home libraries, and of course, local public libraries. Hopefully they can get to carry it. Thank you so much for being here with us on Storytime. I am glad that we were here together. And one more time, the link is in the comments from Amanda. Yes, and check in on all the information that you need about Fat Bear Week, and anyone who wants to join in and vote. Thank you so much for joining in Storytime. I am glad you are here indeed. And of course, good morning to you one more time, Pamela, Courtney, and Braylon, and Chad. Thank you for joining in Storytime. I hope that you have a lovely time out there in Natchitoches, Louisiana. And Pamela, Courtney, you are saying Kate Messner is the nonfiction queen. Yes, indeed. Absolutely agree with you. Yes, I wouldn't agree more with you. I love it. Such a beautiful telling. Thank you so much for joining in, Amanda West and Sarah and Nathan. Thank you for joining us, and of course, thank you for the information that you provided us today. And yes, get to check out those bears preparing for hibernation. Thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Irene, good to see you here on Storytime with us. Thank you for joining in. Good to see you live, and thank you for all the messages that we get from you. Absolutely love it. Your encouragement is important to us here on Storytime. Thank you so much for being here. Yes, and it is a great morning out here in Oakland for stories. So please, wherever you are too, I hope that you do get indeed to read more books today, more in addition to the one that we just read. Thank you so much for being here. Clara and Erin, thank you so much for joining in. I'm glad you were here. I'm happy to be here with you too. Rainy day out in Massachusetts. Perfect weather for reading. Thank you so much for joining in. And of course, Tara McNamara, thank you for being here with us on Storytime. To everybody that was joining in live, thank you for being here. Sending you hugs, 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 wherever you are. I hope that it is indeed a great day for you. And to everybody that is joining in for the recordings later on, or 11 a.m. Pacific time, or indeed later on at your own convenience, well, thank you for being here. We appreciate you. Leave us a comment. Let us know you were here, so indeed we can say hi to you as well, you and your loved ones. Thank you for joining in Storytime. And if you're in the Oakland area, and I will be sharing this later on, we will be having Life is Living Festival, and guess who's going to be at the Children's Zone? So find me there at the Children's Zone on Saturday for Life is Living Festival, and all that information coming up for you. And it will be at Little Bobby Hatton Park right here in Oakland, also known as Defremery Park. So do join us there and get to enjoy performances, great food, meeting each other, and just enjoying in community and solidarity. Yes, lots of social justice work happening there too. So please, if you can, if you're in Oakland, join us for the Life is Living Festival. Come on out and have some fun with us. And of course, thank you for being here with us on Storytime. Absolutely appreciate you. And on Friday, it is Smile Day. Friday is Smile Day. So what we're going to be doing too, this is in honor of people that have had the cleft palate condition, and just a day that we're celebrating. And if you can find organizations that you can donate to, I will share some that we can donate to. But of course, send us your smile. Send us your smile. Just a picture of you and your smile. And so we can add it to our smile thread here on Storytime, which we'll get to share on Friday. And Friday is a double header. Friday, we have a story live at 7 a.m. with a special guest. And then we have a story live at 11 a.m. with a special guest too. It might not be on the Storytime platforms, but we'll let you know where to go for that one. And then we'll be celebrating a book birthday indeed. And then yeah, so much happening, and I'll send out all this information. So please send us a picture of you with your beautiful smile so we can share it here on Smile Friday, Smile Day. Yes, National Smile Day here on Storytime as well. We'll be jumping in on that. And so please, if you can, send us that picture and we'll be sharing them here. Of course, if you're comfortable with us, if you want us to share your picture or your smiling face right here on Storytime. So thank you for being here. Thank you indeed. And I will see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. You see, I feel like a Friday because I'm off work this week. So it feels like it's a Friday. Every day is a Friday. Thank you so much for joining in. I hope that you have a wonderful day wherever you are. And thank you indeed for joining in. Pamela Courtney, I will send you details of Olaolu Ogunyemi's event and see if you can make it. I know a 1.5 hour drive is quite far, so might not happen. But, you know, if you decide that that's something that you might want to try out, well, information will be there. Thank you so much for joining in on Storytime today. Love, love, love from me. Yes, heartstring. Our hearts are connected. Hearts tied to yours, and I feel yours to mine. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. Much love, everybody, and I will see you again back here on Storytime tomorrow when we're back over and under the waves. And yes, I'm excited for that one. And you know what else is exciting me before I go? Black Panther Wakanda Forever is coming out on November 11th. So please enjoy it. And my birthday is November 6th, so that is my gift. I feel like the universe is giving me my gift. I cannot wait to see the new Black Panther. Sad indeed that Chadwick Boseman is not there, but his memory lives on. And I'm also just excited to see the movie and to see what direction it takes without the prolific actor. Thank you so much for being here on Storytime. I am glad that you are here with me. Much love. I will see you again tomorrow for more Storytime. And please keep sending those recommendations to us. Love, love, love. Thank you for being here with us. See you again tomorrow for more Storytime. Bye-bye.
Storytime with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, Storytime with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing Storytime with Mr. Lamada. He will be starting soon. Oh, Storytime with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't leave lonely. Won't you start all the reading? I just can't wait to be hearing he will be starting soon. Storytime with Mr. Lamada, where all your dreams come true. Oh, he brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing. Brings to life your favorite stories with a great big smile. You won't live lonely. Won't you start all the reading? We just can't wait to be hearing.